All right, we'll get started with our health nugget. Today I want to talk about a certain type of stress because we know we all handle stress every day, different types of stress. We have mental stress. There's stress you get from exercise. There's elemental stress, like whenever you're exposed to cold or heat. And thankfully, we're not just fearfully, but wonderfully made, right? And so we're designed to withstand stress. And in fact, there are some forms of stress that can actually be healthy and make you stronger. And one of those forms of stress is heat stress. And heat stress, that people usually utilize that by utilizing sauna. I'm sure you've heard of it, and maybe you even do it, or you've done it before. But sauna and heat stress can be extremely beneficial. And one of the reasons why it can be so beneficial is because it's very good for cardiovascular function. It's correlated with protecting against mortality for people suffering with cardiovascular disease, with heart disease. There's a lot of studies that show that frequent usage of sauna and the longer the session, the lower their risk of mortality for people with heart disease. Now, it also helps you to release human growth hormone. Human growth hormone is pretty important. If you work out, if you're really into fitness, you probably know about human growth hormone. Human growth hormone is pretty crucial for helping you to build and develop muscle. But not just for young people who want to get muscular, but especially if you're older, you start to lose muscle mass as you get older. So the more human growth hormone that you're able to produce, the more you're able to stave off the effects of age-related muscle loss. So this is very important, but also human growth hormone isn't just good for growing muscle, but in general, it's really good for slowing down various forms of aging, things we associate with aging. So human growth hormone keeps you youthful. And it's also very effective at combating cancer, sauna is. And there's a lot of studies that show that it has a profound ability to shrink tumors and promote cancer cell death. And this is an area that are starting to be researched more and more, and people are thinking that has the potential to send a lot of shockwaves through the oncology community because sauna is showing a lot of usage for killing cancer cells and shrinking tumors. It's becoming a big thing. And so there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits that we could get into, but they're pretty extensive, the heat stress and the usage of sauna. So you might want to ask, well, how often should I do it and how long should I get in there? So if you're just starting out, try to go for about 2 to 3 days a week for about 10 minutes at a time. 2 to 3 days a week for 10 minutes at a time is a really good way to get started, to get your body acclimated to using sauna. But you can work up. Honestly, if you had the time, I was just telling the pastor, you could do it every day if you wanted to. You could do it every day of the week if you wanted to, once you work up to it. And you probably want to be in there for about 20 minutes, no more than 30. 30 is the absolute max that you want to do. After that, it can actually be a negative thing. But 20 to 30 minutes is like the sweet spot for how long you want to be in the sauna. And once you work up to it, like I said, you could do it every day if you have the ability to do it. And so this shows us that not all stress is bad. There are some forms of stress that are good, heat-related stress being one of them. And if you are able to develop a regular sauna habit, you may be feeling younger, happier, and more energetic. So I pray you may all be in perfect health. Amen.